Hello everyone, this is Ruth Kamalini, lecturer in English from Telangana Tribal Welfare Residential Degree College for Women, Medak. So welcome to my English class. Today I'm going to teach you what idiomatic expressions are and how to make use of them. What is an idiomatic expression or what is an idiom? I'll give you an example. It rained cats and dogs. Once again, it rained cats and dogs. Have you ever seen cats and dogs being rained? No. So what is this sentence? What does it mean? It meant to say that it has rained heavily. Like they make use of this phrase when they meant to say that it is raining heavily. So when it is raining very heavily, they say it rained cats and dogs, or it is raining cats and dogs. So I think you understood what idiomatic expressions are. They literally don't mean what they say. Idiomatic phrase is a group of words which mean something different from that of the literal words. They don't mean what they say. So here, like raining cats and dogs has a different meaning. Idiomatic expressions, they have different meanings. So that's an idiom. So why should we learn these idioms? Like they are used to enhance our writing and speaking skills. They make us look more learned, and it would be easy for us if we have a knowledge of them. When somebody uses them, we would be able to understand them much easily. And also they are used to express abstract ideas in a very simplified manner. The listener or reader can very easily understand the point of view of the speaker or the writer. So that's the reason why we make use of idiomatic phrases, and it's almost used in all the languages, and they use them in writing and speaking. And in English alone, you won't believe, there are about 25,000 idiomatic expressions. I'm sure we know, even if you know, there must be very few of them. So today I'm here to teach you some of the idiomatic expressions which you can make use of. So let's begin. Our first idiomatic expression is once in a blue moon. Before we get into the idiomatic expressions, I would also like to say that these expressions have an origin. Like in the initial state, like when people first started using them, they were taken for their literal meaning. I'll give you an example. Like we have an idiomatic expression called as spill the beans. Spill the beans. The meaning of this one is to reveal a secret. But do you know how it came into existence? Like spilling the beans, there was an old voting method where several jars were placed, and people, after they have cast their vote, they have to put a bean into one of the several jars, indicating the candidate they have favored. So in this way, like in olden days, they used to know before the result was announced. Like the jar that spilled the beans first was expected, the candidate was expected to be the winner of the elections. So over time they stopped using this method of voting, but the idiom, it became a figurative word, and we use it today as an idiomatic expression to mean to reveal a secret. Like this, almost all the idiomatic expressions, they have their origin, and some idioms, they're also used in the literal sense. So let's begin. We'll see what the first one is. The first one is once in a blue moon. So once in a blue moon means a rare occurrence, something which happens very rarely. Like even this idiom, once in a blue moon, it is the phrase refers to the occurrence of the full moon once in 32 months. So it's a very rare occurrence. So now we use that phrase to something that means something that occurs very rarely. So once in a blue moon, something which happens very rarely or something which occurs very rarely. I'll give you an example for you to understand in a much better way. She attends the school once in a blue moon. She attends the school once in a blue moon means she's a regular absentee. She hardly attends the school. So we can use this for somebody who rarely does something. I'll give you one more example. We visit our grandfather once in a blue moon. The grandfather must be thinking that his grandchildren have no more interest in him, so they visit him once in a blue moon. So I think you have understood the usage of the first idiom, once in a blue moon. So that's once in a blue moon means a rare occurrence. Okay. The second one, a piece of cake. A piece of cake is something that can be done very easily. It's very easy to eat a piece of cake, isn't it? So piece of cake, this idiom is used to refer to something which can be done very easily. I'll give you an example. Batting is a piece of cake for Virat Kohli, isn't it? He enjoys batting. It's a piece of cake for him. It's very easy for him to do it. Okay, I'll give you one more example. They said the test would be very difficult, but it was a piece of cake for me. I'll definitely pass. Okay, the test I expected it to be very difficult, very tough, but it was a piece of cake. It was very simple. I was able to answer all the questions. It was very easy for me. So that is a piece of cake. So what is piece of cake? We use this idiom when we meant to say that something is very easy to do. Okay, so next one, the third one is an arm and a leg. So an arm and a leg means we use this when we refer to something that is very expensive, that is very costly. It is beyond something that we can afford. Okay, so when something is very expensive, like a big bungalow or a visit to any places like world tours, all this would cost an arm and a leg for us, isn't it? I'll give you an example for better understanding. It had costed her an arm and a leg to buy that dress. Okay, the dress was so expensive. You know, some dresses are very expensive, like the wedding dress of Deepika Padukone is about 12 lakhs. Okay, and some dresses are in millions too. Okay, so for somebody from middle class, buying a costly dresses would cost them an arm and a leg. Okay, I'll give you one more example. That luxurious farmhouse would cost me an arm and leg. Okay, if I want to buy a luxurious farmhouse, it would cost me an arm and leg. Means I have to give up many things to buy that. So it's very difficult it's very expensive to buy that farmhouse, luxurious farmhouse. It would cost me an arm and leg. Hope you got it right. So the fourth one is thrilled to bits. So I think you understood what the idiom meant. Thrilled to bits. You're extremely happy, you're delighted, you're very happy, you're very pleased, you're very much excited. So when something happens and something good happens to us, we are thrilled to bits. We are so happy that we are thrilled to bits. Okay, like I give you an example. She was thrilled to bits when she was selected for Bharat Darshan. Okay, it's a rare opportunity where only one from the college gets. So she was thrilled to bits when she got an opportunity to, when she was selected for Bharat Darshan. Okay, he was thrilled to bits when he received a surprise gift from his friends. He was thrilled to bits when he received a gift from his friends. Like it was a surprise for him. He didn't expect it. So when you get something when you don't expect, you're thrilled to bits, isn't it? So we use this idiom, thrilled to bits, when we meant to say that we are overwhelmed, we are very happy, we are very much delighted and excited by what has happened. Okay, so the next one, the fifth one, is a drop in the ocean. A drop in the ocean. So a drop in the ocean is a very tiny part of something very big, a very small part of something very big. Here a very small amount compared to the amount needed or expected. Okay, a drop in the ocean, you can just imagine the size of the drop in the ocean. So it's extremely small, isn't it? So the small donation made by him was a drop in the ocean. The small donation, he tried to help the poor. He made a small donation. The small donation made by him was a drop in the ocean. I remember what Mother Teresa said when she was asked about her work, her commitment to her work. You know what she said? She said the beautiful lines from Mother Teresa. Like she said, what she was able to do, we feel that what we are doing is just a drop in the ocean, but the ocean would be less because of that missing drop. So she said, what we are doing, we feel that it is just a drop in the ocean, but if we think it's just a drop, and if we stop doing it, the ocean would be missing that drop of that drop. Okay, so once again, so drop in the ocean is something very small in quantity. Okay, the next one, go the extra mile. Go the extra mile, doing much more than required. Doing much more than required, giving much more than required is going an extra mile. Like last year when there was COVID, like we have seen the suffering of the migrating workers. Like they were not able to get back to their places, and many they have come forward trying to do what all they could do. And we can remember one figure whom we say that is the real life hero. I think you have guessed him, his Sonu Sood. So we can say that Sonu Sood went the extra mile to lend a helping hand to the needy during the lockdown period. Like what did he do? We all know he arranged vehicles like buses, trains, even flights to take people back to their native places. And I heard that he raised about 10 crores by mortgaging his properties. So what he did was, like, he went an extra mile. Like many have come forward to help the people, but he went an extra mile. He was ready to sacrifice his comforts for the sake of people. So he went an extra mile to help the people. So that is the meaning of go the extra mile, that is doing much more than required. Next one, let the cat out of the bag. Let the cat out of the bag. So the meaning of this idiom is revealing a secret. Like spill the beans, which we have learned about in the beginning. This also meant revealing a secret. Like revealing a fact which was hidden till then. Revealing a fact which was hidden till then. I'll give you an example. Joe let the cat out of the bag about my surprise birthday party. Like they were arranging a surprise birthday party, and the person, he let the cat out of the bag. He revealed the secret. Okay. So another example. She has finally let the cat out of her bag and told her parents her plans of going abroad. Okay, like she was trying to keep things hidden from her parents, but finally the time has come for her to let the cat out of her bag. So finally she let the cat out of her bag by telling her parents that she has plans going abroad. Okay, so that is letting the cat out of the bag. And the next one is working against the clock. Working against the clock, that is not having enough time to do something. You use this idiom when you don't have enough time, sufficient time to do something. So when you're short of time, you use the phrase I'm working against the clock. Whereas there is very less time and you have to do a lot of work, then you say I'm working against the clock. So here I'll give you an example. I'm really working against the clock. I must hurry because I'm late. I'm working against the clock. Another example, with her exams scheduled the next week, she was racing against the clock to finish her preparations. Okay, so the exams are in the next week. There was very short period for her to complete a lot, so she was racing against the clock. She was racing against the clock to finish her preparation. One more example for better understanding. The team was working against the clock to finish the project on time. Like they were very near to the deadline, so they were working against the clock, okay, to finish the project on time. Okay, hope you understood what working against the clock is. And the next one is on cloud 9. I think you heard this a feeling of being on cloud 9. So when do we feel like we are on cloud 9? When we are extremely delighted, when we are very happy by something, we say I am on cloud 9. Okay, the feeling stays with us for some days or even weeks. When you achieve something, when you get something, when you are happy about something, that feeling, that ecstatic feeling remains with you for some days or weeks, and you say I am on cloud 9. You're not able to come down off it. Okay, so what is being on cloud 9? It is a feeling of well-being or elated or feeling elated. I'll give you an example. He's on cloud 9 since he got a good job. Like he was waiting for a good job, and when he finally got the job, he was on the cloud 9. He was very happy. Okay, that happy feeling stays for some days and weeks. Another example, what a pleasure of winning. It makes me feel like floating on cloud 9. Okay, so it's such a great feeling that it makes you feel that you're floating on the cloud 9. So something good happens to you, or when you're very happy about something, when something unexpectedly something good happens to you, you feel that you're on cloud 9. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. It is feather in one's cap. Feather in one's cap. Feather in one's cap is an achievement of which one can be proud of. Okay, an achievement in your name. So something which you have achieved and you're very proud of. So when you achieve something, you can say there's another feather in my cap. There's the feather in my cap. Okay, I'll give you an example. It's a real feather in our cap to be playing in the national championship. Okay, so it's a real feather in our cap. It's not so easy to get into nationals, to play for nationals, and when you get the chance, when you're selected for it, it's something to be proud of your achievement. So it's a feather in your cap. Okay, I'll give you one more example. He scored the last goal for his team, making his team win the match. Okay, so he was the last one to score the goal, and because of that goal the team won the match. Okay, so he added a feather to his cap. Okay, that was a proud achievement. He made his team win the finals, get the cup, so he added a feather to his cap. So when you achieve something, when you get something, you use this phrase, a feather in one's cap. Okay, next one. Beat black and blue. Beat black and blue means battering someone so badly that his face becomes black and blue. Okay, he's covered with bruises all over his body. So when some person is beaten very badly, we say he's beaten black and blue, and not just when he was beaten, or maybe he met an accident. Okay, anything because of which his face has become blue and black, we use this phrase. We say I'll give you an example. When he was hit by a car, his face was black and blue. When he was hit by the car, his face was black and blue. Another example, he was beaten black and blue by the crowd when they came to know that he misbehaved with the girl. Okay, when the crowd came to know that he misbehaved with the girl, they couldn't control themselves and they bet the man black and blue. There were bruises all over his body. Okay, so that's the meaning of the idiom black and blue. Next one, in the blink of an eye, like you know how quickly you blink your eyes, fraction of seconds, isn't it? So in the blink of an eye, so something that happens very quickly. So we use this phrase when we meant to say that something happened very quickly. Example, almost in the blinking of an eye, everything we owned had gone forever. So if you remember tsunami, it came in fraction of seconds, it carried away the property, everything along with it. So in a blink of an eye, they lost all that they had. I'll give you one more example. Life can change in the blink of an eye. We never imagined that we would move around with masks on our faces, isn't it? Life has changed in a blink of an eye. Like we never thought that we would have to cover our faces with a mask one day. Okay, so life has changed in a blink of an eye. Okay, so something that happens very quickly is the meaning of the idiom, the blink of an eye, right? The next one, birds of same feather flock together. Okay, so birds of same feather flock together. So people who are similar in many ways, have common understandings or common interests, they can easily get along. So when we see people, like we usually prefer people who are like us, isn't it? So we can easily get along with people who are like us. So we can say that birds of same feathers flock together. I'll give you an example. John and James are sports enthusiasts and are often found together, like because the two boys were sports enthusiasts, they were always found together. Okay, so they had a common interest, that is sports, and that made them get along very easily. We can become good friends with the people who share common interests with us. So we use this idiom when we meant to say that People can get along easily with the ones who share common interests. Okay, I'll give you one more example. She loves spending time with the next door neighbor. They are birds of same feathers. Both are interested in art. Because they had a common interest, that is art, it was very easy for her to get along with the next door neighbor. So they are birds of same feathers. Let's see the next idiom. It is keep at arm's length. Keep at arm's length. So what is keeping at arm's length? It is not allowing somebody to be friendly with you, keeping them at a distance. Okay, drawing a line, we also say, like we need to draw a line at times. We can't allow everybody to be close with us, especially with the strangers. You have to be very careful. You have to keep them at arm's length. Okay, I always keep cheats at arm's length. Okay, another example, they no longer trust him and are keeping him at arm's length. Okay, so he lost their trust, so they have kept him at arm's length. She keeps strangers at arm's length. She doesn't trust people easily. Okay, so she keeps strangers at arm's length. She doesn't trust everybody so easily. So the meaning of the idiom at arm's length is keeping somebody at a distance. Okay, maintaining a distance or drawing a line, right? The next one, a wild goose chase. A wild goose chase. Have you ever tried chasing a goose or trying to catch a goose? It's impossible to catch it. We just can't catch a goose. Okay, so a wild goose chase is an idiomatic expression which is used to meant for a search for something that is impossible for you to find, or searching for something that does not exist. Okay, if you're searching for something, if you're chasing for something that you cannot find, okay, or that which doesn't exist at all, it is a wild goose chase. Okay, I'll give you an example. Looking for the lost phone was a wild goose chase. Like if you lose your phone and try to find it, it would be a wild goose chase, isn't it? It's impossible. It's very difficult for you to get it. It's impossible too. Okay, so hope you understood what a wild goose chase is. Something which you cannot get, okay, or trying to catch something, trying to find something that doesn't exist is a wild goose chase. The next one is blow one's trumpet. We usually find people blowing their own trumpet. So what is blowing one's trumpet? It is to praise oneself or talk boastfully about one's achievements. At times we also do that, but that's not a good habit. Like we shouldn't blow our own trumpet. So blowing trumpet is being proud of talking about our achievements, telling everybody about our achievements is blowing our own trumpet. Like we usually see people saying I, like I got this, I achieved this, I am this, I am that. It's so irritating to listen to people who keep on telling about themselves, isn't it? So that is called as blowing one's own trumpet. Okay, people avoided her as she constantly blows her own trumpet. Like it's irritating to ears. So people will start avoiding us if you constantly blow your trumpet. If you constantly tell about yourself, your family, your achievements, nobody would be so much interested in knowing about you. So if you blow your interest, people will start avoiding you. So please don't blow your own trumpet. Okay. Next one, burn the midnight oil. Burn the midnight oil. The meaning of this phrase is, this idiom is to work very late into the night. To work very late into the night. Usually we do this when the exams are very near. If there is an exam on the next day, we can't sleep. We burn the midnight oil. We sit the whole night reading or revising. Okay, so that is called as burning the midnight oil. I'll give you an example. I have to present the report by tomorrow, so I must burn the midnight oil tonight, because the target is tomorrow. You have to do it by tomorrow and it's not yet completed. So what would you do? You would sit the whole night trying to complete the project. Okay, so that is burning the midnight oil. She has an exam tomorrow. Sure, she would burn midnight oil tonight. Okay, she has an exam and she has to burn the midnight oil because she hasn't yet completed her preparation. So that is burning the midnight oil. Next one, don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge a book by its cover. Okay, the meaning of this phrase is, don't form opinions of person's character by looking at his appearance. Don't form the first impressions we say are the best impressions, but I say no. Like, we may be wrong with our judgment too. Like the person may appear to be very proud, but when we get to know them, we understand that we are wrong in we are wrong with our opinions. Okay, in the same way, people may appear to be very soft, very gentle, but when you spend time with them and know what they really are, then you will know what the person actually is, what the person actually is. So don't judge a book by its cover. Like, even if you see books, the book may be the cover of the book may be very attractive, very colorful, pictorial, but there may not be much useful things inside the book. In the same way, if the cover may be very dull, but the matter, the stuff inside could be very worthy, very useful. So don't judge a book by its cover. Don't form wrong opinions about the people by their appearance. I'll give you an example. At first, we didn't want to go into the restaurant as it looked small and cramped, but the food was delicious. So we had wrongly judged the book by its cover. Okay, the appearance may be bad, but only when you go and test it, only then you will see what it really is. So don't judge a book by its cover. Another example, I thought she was a very proud woman, but I was wrong. I judged the book by its cover. Okay, I thought she was a very proud woman when I first saw her, but no, she was a really good person. Okay, so my judgment was wrong. So don't ever judge something by its cover. Okay, next one. Step into someone's shoes. Step into someone's shoes. To take on a particular role or task that someone else has been doing till then, or to take over someone's job. Stepping into someone's shoes is doing what the other person has done till then. Okay, I'll give you an example. She's retiring, and it won't be easy to find someone who can step into her shoes. She's so efficient that it wouldn't be easy to find someone as efficient as her to step into her shoes or to do what she has done till then. So that is stepping into one's shoes. I'll give you one more example. I don't want to step into her shoes, though the pay would be better, as I don't want all that stress. Like, it's a very stressful job. So stepping into someone's shoes is like taking all that risk. So that is the meaning of stepping into someone's shoes. Okay, hope you understood it. The next one is burn the candle at both ends. Like, what happens if you try to burn the candle at both ends? It gets exhausted very quickly, isn't it? So in the same way, burning the candle at both ends is used when you're trying to do many things in too short a period of time. The time is very short and you're trying to do too many things, so you're exhausting yourselves, you're exhausting your energies or resources by leading a hectic life. So that is burning the candle at both ends. I'll give you an example. Working and studying at the same time has led to me having to burn the candle at both the ends. So it's very difficult, isn't it? Working and studying simultaneously, that would exhaust you. So that is burning the candle at both ends. Looks like she's burning the candle at both ends. She looks very much exhausted. She's doing so much hard work. Looks like she's burning the candle at both ends, as she looks exhausted. Okay, so that is burning the candle at both the ends. Right. Next one, move heaven and earth. Move heaven and earth. To work very hard to get something. Working very hard to get something. You're even ready to move the heaven and earth. Okay. I'll give you an example. He vowed that he would move heaven and earth to finish the project. Okay, on schedule. Like, he vowed that he took a vow. He said that at any cost I would complete the project on time. I'm ready to move the heaven and earth. I'm ready to do every possible thing. I'm ready to do anything to finish the project on time. So that is moving heaven and earth. If needed, I'll move heaven and earth to get it. Okay. So next one is hand in glove. Hand in glove. It's not the gloves that we are wearing now to protect ourselves from COVID, but here hand in glove is being involved in a crime, being involved in something. Okay. Working together often to do something dishonest. Okay. So if you're a partner, if you're involved in some crime, you have your hand in glove in that. So that is hand in glove. I'll give you an example. It was rumored at the time that some of the gangs were working hand in glove with the police. So the police had hand in glove with the thieves. They were working together for something. Okay, so that is having hand in glove. The minister has his hand in glove in that crime. So we hear this, like the ministers are involved in making certain things happen. So they have their hand in gloves in those antisocial activities. Okay. Next one, hit the book. Hit the book. It's not knock the book. Okay. So it means to study. To study. So hit the book means to study. So here you should hit the books now, as the exams are expected to be in the next month. Okay, so there's very less time. You have to hit the book. You have to start with your preparation. You have to study. So that is the meaning of hit the book. Next one, strike the iron while it is hot. Like a blacksmith strikes the iron when it is hot because it's easy for him to get the desired molds, like whatever shape he wants, he can make by striking the iron while it is hot. If it becomes cold, he he can't do his work, he can't get expected results. Okay, so we use this phrase when we meant to say you get the best deal, the desired molds when you strike the iron while it is still hot. The phrase talks about making good use of a situation to mold it as per one's own needs. Okay, we have to make good use of the situation and take the best of it, take advantage of favorable circumstances while they last. So it is taking advantage of the circumstances when they are available, or take advantage of an opportunity as long as it exists. Okay, so that is striking the iron while it is still hot. I'll give you an example. You wouldn't get such offers in Amazon again. Strike the iron while it is hot. The offers may not be after this festive season, so make best use of it, avail the opportunity. So strike while the iron is hot is nothing but availing the opportunity when it strikes your door. Okay, making best use of the circumstances, the situations when they are in our favor, right? That is striking the iron while it is still hot. Next one, hold your tongue. Hold your tongue. Okay, we use this when we want the person to stop saying something. Okay, stopping oneself from saying something is holding one's tongue. Right, when she said that she was very honest, I had to hold my tongue because I know how craftily she can deceive people. I know her, but when she told about herself that she was a very honest person, I had to hold my tongue at that moment because that would give a wrong impression to her. That would spoil the environment over there. So I had to hold my tongue. I shouldn't tell anything there at that moment. So that is holding your tongue. My mom asked me to hold my tongue when I was shouting at my sister. Okay, so my mom asked me to hold my tongue when I was scolding or shouting at my sister. So that is holding your tongue. Stop saying something. Okay, right, next one. It's sixes and sevens. So we have our next phrase. It's sixes and sevens. So everything in a state of complete disarray and confusion, in a complete mess or disorder. When something is in disorder, when something is in mess, we say it is at sixes and sevens. The classroom was at sixes and sevens in the absence of the teacher. So the room was in disorder. The chairs, the tables, they were not in their places. Like the students threw everything, they threw everything here and there. The bags were not in the place that they have to be. So everything was in disorder. So everything was at sixes and sevens. Another example, without the main character, the show would be at sixes and sevens. There would be a lot of confusion, like people wouldn't be willing to watch if the main character is missing. So there would be a lot of disarray, confusion, messy when it is at sixes and sevens. So hope you understood it. Our next idiom is in the doldrums. In the doldrums. So what is being in the doldrums? It is being depressed, being dull, being sad, or a period of no activity or improvement. So when you find all this, you're in the doldrums. Okay, I tried to cheer her of her doldrums. I tried to cheer her of her doldrums. Like she looks very depressed, she looks very sad, okay, dull. So I tried to cheer her of her doldrums. I want to bring her out of her doldrums. So I tried cheering her up. Next one, his business was in the doldrums due to the pandemic. Okay, the business didn't go on actively, didn't make a lot of profits because of the pandemic. Okay, so next one is sailing in the same boat. Sailing in the same boat, to be in the same unpleasant situation as other people. So when we are in the situation, in an unpleasant situation like the other people, we say we are all sailing in the same boat. Okay, example: until the virus is beaten across the area, we are all in the same boat, with the necessity for equal restrictions. So until the virus is beaten across the area, as long as it exists, we are all in the same boat. We have to follow all the precautions and protect ourselves from the virus, isn't it? So next example: everyone has got too much work, we are all sailing in the same boat. It's not that only you are given a lot of work, everybody is doing a lot of work. So we are all in the same boat, we are all sailing in the same boat, we are all facing that unpleasant situation right now. Okay, next one: cast pearls before swine. So cast pearls before swine, like swine, pig. Does it know the value of pearls? It doesn't matter to it whether it is pearls, something valuable or something invaluable. Okay, so if you put pearls in front of before the swine, what does it do? It just tramples them because it doesn't know the value of pearls. So we use this idiomatic expression to mean that we are not supposed to cast pearls before swine. Means we are not supposed to speak, we are not supposed to teach like teaching fools is like casting pearls before swine, because they do not know the value of it. They mock at you in return because they do not know the value of the words that you have spoken. So that is casting pearls before the swine. So the meaning of it is, if you cast or put pearls before swine, they just trample them as they don't know the value of it. Likewise, we shouldn't offer something valuable or good to someone who doesn't know its value. Okay, it's waste offering, giving something valuable to the people who do not know its value. Okay, like don't try to give knowledge to the fools. They don't understand, and in return they just mock at you. Okay, so don't try to educate fools. Don't cast pearls before the swine. Okay, next one: this is the last idiom. The last one is leave no stone unturned. So I want to give a piece of advice before I complete my class, that is leave no stone unturned. So try every possible course of action in order to achieve something. So my advice is try your best in order to achieve something in your life. Don't take life for granted. Leave no stone unturned. Do everything you can to achieve a good result. Okay, so example: the researchers left no stone unturned in their search for the original documents. Like they were in search of the original documents and they left no stone unturned. They have done all that they could to find out the original document. So leave no stone unturned to achieve what you want to achieve in your life. So likewise, you all must be wanting to achieve something in your life. So leave no stone unturned. Do all that you can to achieve what you want in your life. Okay, so these are the idioms I have taken for you. So try using idioms. They help you to express complex ideas in a simple way. or abstract ideas in an easy way. They make you look learned. They make you look learned. People will have a good impression of you, and you don't have to feel embarrassed when somebody uses idioms, idiomatic expressions, and you don't understand them. Okay, so start learning as many idioms as you can. As I already told you, there are about 25,000 idiomatic expressions in English, and the more you know, the more learned you become. So try learning idiomatic expressions and make use of them. Okay, that's for today. Thanks a lot for listening to me, for watching this video. Hope this was useful. Thank you.